Clinkstale sending a text. That is
You
against
can't
the
do
rule.
that, right,
Garrison,
Bryce? You can't
Garrison,
do it. You
let
can't
me
do it, dude.
let me talk. Good
Oh,
night, man.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go
Jeez, oh
ahead.
Pete's.
Go
Whether it's
ahead.
Clinkstale, oh dude, I get so many comments. Like, tell Garrison to shut up. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
he's fine.
and I see
But
a lot of
good
comments
night.
that say Bryce doesn't know what he's talking about,
Clinkstale,
but
Clinkstale. All right. Special episode tonight. A little unprompted, but with all the news, so Garrison and I've gone back and forth today. We're going to talk about it here. So, kind of episode 74, but special
guess who didn't
episode.
want to talk about it, everybody? Guess who didn't want to talk about it?
I don't know what news there's to talk about, but go for it. Is there any other? Well,
No,
Garrison, take away.
no,
Any
no,
news
no.
you want
I
to talk
want you to
about?
no. I want you. You are awesome at presenting what is happening, and I want you to present this. I personally want you to present this, and I want you to
This
do it, and I want you to do it to the best of your ability. Um,
This is an absolutely delightful treat for us. That is such perfect timing that just happened. All of your nonsense that you Buckeye fans are, oh my goodness, that was
That's insane. The thing just came off.
I got nothing
All
more to
right,
say.
it's not. All right, go ahead. Go
That
ahead.
was fantastic. That just shows pretty much how your case and y'all's case is
My
going
case,
against us
I
dropping.
didn't know I did not know I had a case against me from the NCAA, but go ahead.
Your case against Michigan.
It's not my case against Michigan. So, Bryce, let's just go
And
ahead
his
and put
and his
it out there,
Wi-Fi
okay?
stinks. All right.
Yeah, I don't. I gotta upgrade it.
Garrison is
I
on
don't know what's
dial-up.
going on with that, but you can hear me, can't you?
I can hear you.
No one uses dial-up anymore. I don't even know if that's actually,
I think you
huh?
do.
I don't know if you're able to get dial-up anymore.
Yeah.
But
All right, go. What are you saying?
so no, so we all saw a draft of the notice of allegations came leaked. ESPN was able to get it from them, but maybe they
Oh,
did. Who knows? Maybe
yeah.
they did. Who knows? I know. I mean, who did? But they were to give the draft from the NCAA, stating on there uh the things that usually the notice of allegations draft of it shows what they are eventually going to try and charge you with. Um, Now, before we even get this started, I do want to point this out there because I do understand a lot of Ohio State fans. I saw Sparrow, how do you say his name, from Michigan State side, some of the Michigan State fans talking about, and even you, Bryce, texted me about this, and I thought it had nothing to do, it had much to do about nothing, about bowl banning and taking away or vacating wins. I don't believe that's going to happen. I never
Okay.
believed that's going to happen. I have said that consistently on this show, and you know that. I have talked about everything else. Everything else is what I care about. The things that are worth talking about. I don't think bowl banning and vacating wins is worth talking about. Not in this time of age. I don't. The NCAA has nothing to do with the college ball playoff. So bowl banning, unless you're talking about what it, yeah, bowl banning to me is it's a stupid conversation to have. Not right now. I don't care to have that conversation. So, but before we even get to you using all your Wolverine points that fly out the window,
The truth.
I
But
don't
yeah.
care. I don't care about those two things. I don't.
So, okay, well then you're getting jumping ahead. So this was released, leaked on Sunday. Perfect day for the
Mm-hmm.
leak because there's no shows on, no pundits to talk about it. It just gets to sit on social media and marinate. So well done, whoever leaked that. Then by Monday afternoon, a lot of realities, a lot of truths of things come out. Yes, you just said you don't want a bowl ban. You didn't expect to see wins vacated. So if you didn't, fine, so be it. But boy, oh boy, did a lot of your community and your friends in Scarlet and Gray and Green and White and many others, maybe some
Mm-hmm.
navy and gold, little leprechauns, wanted to see that, thought that that would happen. And then their boy, y'all's boy, Petey Boy Thamel, comes out, goes on the Pat McAfee show today. Paul Feinbaum, new Michigan fan, I guess, supporting Michigan ragging on Ryan Day, comes out and says nothing's going to happen from this in terms of national championship being vacated, postseason bans. It's been quiet on the Bird app the last couple hours here as that news has come out. And you know who you
See
are.
that
Might not be the Garrison,
you're
but you
wrong,
know
but
who you
continue.
are. You know who you are. And it's quiet. It's just a little quiet. So, okay.
I don't know what X count you're looking at. No one's quiet about it.
Oh, Garrison.
No one.
Oh, I think so no one's talking about it.
It's been everyone that I deal with, everyone I've seen, they're still talking about it. I don't who's quiet. Say their
You're breaking
names.
up. Your computer's freezing.
You can't hear. Oh, I bet you can't hear me. I've been talking this whole time.
Yeah, it's popping up. All right. Yeah, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, there's God, I mean, you want me to open Twitter now? Let's just open it now. That doesn't make for an entertaining show. But yeah, man, people are all talking about it. Now they're backpedaling. There's people complaining. Oh, why? So 11 Warriors tweeted about it, and you should read the comments on that. That's a fun Twitter thread to read.
Mm-hmm.
So people are upset. But let's get to them what you're talking about here. You're
Well,
talking about
do you have
what
it pulled up? Do you have the article pulled up?
which one?
The original that shows the draft of the NOA, or not the draft of the NOA, but it specifically talks from ESPN about the draft of the NOA.
I can pull it up, but go for
I
it.
have
What do you
okay,
have?
so I have it right here. So instead of us just talking narratives,
Okay.
let's break this down strategically. Let's break this down because again, I don't want to talk about things like banning and all that. I just want to talk about what we see in here. Now, the day that all that news broke, Sharon Moore deleted 52 text messages. Now, I don't think see I think clearly there was nothing too bad or damning in it. But I have I am of the thought process that you only delete things if you are worried about something, if there's something to hide. So my question is, for what reason did Sharon Moore delete 52 text messages in a thread? And then my other question is, what does a low-level staffer have to have 52 text messages with the offensive coordinator for? Because I don't believe you see this at any other large institution or even like
Careful.
at no,
Careful.
I don't need to be careful. I don't believe that at most places. I'll give you an example, Bryce. When I was at St. Francis playing football, I knew of course I knew the head coach, I knew the OC, I knew the DC. I also know the low level staffers. None of them are texting those guys like that. None of them. Nor do they have the ears of the coordinators and the head coach. Well, I won't say the head coach because we never saw Stallions next to Jim Harbaugh. But low level staffers, Bryce, in college football don't have the ears or right next to coordinators. Anyone that played college football will tell you that. That's not common. What reason do you believe you delete 52 text messages?
For whatever legal reasons, you could get legal advice that said, "Hey, delete these from a lawyer." You did it. The point is, Garrison, the point
Bryce,
is, it doesn't, the
no
point
lawyer is gonna
is,
tell. Wait, why can't you ask? Hold wait a second.
no, because
No
no,
lawyer is
because
gonna do that.
you want to create this whole situation. All right, Bryce is
I'm
yes or
not. I'm
no.
at. That's
Here's the
not a yes or
reality
no.
situation. Reality situation is this:
Okay.
is that they could have been cat videos. They could have been actual proof that he said, "Hey, Connor, go to Michigan State to watch Central Michigan. Here's the link to an Amazon
I'm not
mustache
even
and some
saying he did that. I'm not
sunglasses."
even saying he did that.
But you're
I'm
not
not even
listening.
saying
So
that.
that the point could have been is that it could have been the cat videos, or it could have been actual, um, um, not advice requests. What's the word I'm looking for? Instruction. Thank you. Instruction.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been actual instruction to do something.
To a low level staffer.
Could have been. It could have been the most
Dude,
incriminating of evidence
I don't think,
possible.
Bryce.
It
I'm
could have been
sorry.
the. I'm hold on, still talking. Could have been the most incriminating evidence possible. And NCAA has those text messages. They've been
Mhm.
recovered from the deleted files, so they have them. So could they release those eventually here, and then everything falls on its head? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. But until there's that evidence, there's nothing we need to say. That's my statement.
That was so corny. Okay, now let's go. Let's go
True.
more down there. Okay, let's
Okay.
go more behind you.
Lawyered.
More who took over the Wolverines head coach in January after serving as their offensive coordinator for several years is considered a potential repeat violator by NCAA. Now, because that what he did with the text message is a level 2. It is. So all I'm saying is this: I'm not even talking about what it could possibly. I already said I think you're getting real defensive because I literally said I don't think it was
I'm
anything
defensive.
that bad or anything that damning. Because if it was, I think they would have been said everything now. I think they would have let everyone know. Okay. All I'm
Sure.
saying is him doing that is still in violation. Also, if you are in something like that, Bryce, no lawyer is going to tell you to delete those texts because of the just simply because of the optics. Also, the day he did it, come on,
I don't know why
come
he
on.
did it. Neither do you. No one knows why.
I don't, but stupid. It's actually just
Maybe.
stupid to do so.
Maybe.
Now,
Maybe.
now, as you go further down here, okay, former Michigan staff members Jim Harbaugh, Chris Partridge, and Robinson, and Stallions are also accused of committing level 1 violations, the most serious category in the NCAA's enforcement process. The school also faces the institution, also faces a level 1 violation charge according to the draft because of its pattern of non-compliance within the football program. Now, since we started this conversation, right or wrong, or I'm sorry, yes or no, has my biggest thing been lack of institutional control? Yes or no?
You've said that. Yeah, you said that.
Okay, plenty of times. I know. I hope you've gone through this whole article. If anything, do you believe that is without a question what's going on here? If you
What?
have a lack of institutional control, if you have multiple coaches, because people think it's just a sign stealing. No, 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 everybody. You still have recruiting violations. You guys say Burger Gate, right? We just found
Yep.
out that Clinkscale went and reached out to a recruit when he wasn't supposed to, a sophomore. That is a bylaw. That is a recruiting violation. So right there's nothing for you to say. Back to that, it is what it is. That's a broken rule. Also, the same kid, he went and donated $100 to his father's charity. I don't know much about. I don't know.
Ugh, disgusting.
I don't understand why that's. I don't know if that's a rule or not, but I don't understand why that's even
Despicable.
so. So there's, but do you? I just don't understand why that even matters. And so here,
No,
listen
it
to this.
doesn't. But
Yeah.
it's a
So here,
rule.
no, so then listen to this. The Big Ten. Let's get through that. The draft of allegations does not provide any evidence that Harbaugh was involved in Stallions. Fine. We've been through that. That's fine.
He said it again today. He said
Yeah.
today, I do
But
not
all but
apologize.
yeah. But also let's not forget this. It doesn't matter if you knew or not. It doesn't, and we know that in college football, it doesn't matter.
And
And
he
ju- and
did,
ju-
but he did
and
not
ju-
know.
and just like Jim's Lord and Savior, Bo Schembechler said, you're either too you're
Oh my
probably too
gosh.
no
Keep
you're
going.
no. What did Bo say? He says, and if you don't know what's going on, you're probably too dumb or too stupid. So you let me know what Jim is. Which one
What do
is
you
he? Is
think
he?
he is?
No, I asked you don't answer a question with a question. I'm asking you, do you think Jim is dumb or
Oh, I am
stupid?
answering the question with a question. What do you think he is?
Both. What do you think he is? Because Bo, hey, and your dad loves Bo, doesn't he? So what do you think? Do you think he's dumb or
You're getting
stupid?
so worked up.
No, because I'm Bryce. I'm only asking questions to you as a Michigan fan. He said
You want to
he
create this whole case that
I'm
Jim
not.
Harbaugh has no
I
control over
I
anything in his program. And he has, and you're right,
oh
it's been bad looks, man. It's been bad looks
wait
to
hold
where he has people on his staff that whether you want to say it's Stallions going rogue, it's people not paying attention to the basic rules.
No, no,
He
not paying.
probably
No,
hasn't.
blatantly breaking rules.
No, we're talking
Blate.
about Klinkstale sending a text. That is
You
against
can't
the
do that,
rule.
right, Bryce? You can't
Garrison,
do it. You can't do it, dude.
let me talk. Good
Oh,
night, man.
go ahead, go ahead,
Jeez,
go
oh
ahead,
Pete's.
go
Whether it's
ahead.
Klinkstale, oh dude, I get so many comments like tell Garrison to shut up. I'm like, oh,
Oh,
he's fine.
and I see a
But
lot of
good
comments that I see a lot of
night.
comments that say Bryce doesn't know what he's talking about,
Klinkstale,
but
Klinkstale was not supposed to not supposed to text that kid, was not supposed to give the money to that charity. Those are the rules, those are the rules. So that means that Harbaugh needs to
mhm.
hire or should have hired a better NCAA compliance professional. He clearly didn't do that. There's clearly things missing. Clearly, the coaches' seminar preseason did not account for all of these things, and he doesn't have continuous check ins to mandate a level of compliance. So,
Sure.
if you want to say that, yes, fine. If what you're trying to get is, oh, Jim Harbaugh is just letting people be the wild, letting coaches live in the Wild West and just do
Mm-mm.
crazy things, I'm not going to say that. You're not going to hear that from me. So whatever narrative you want to construct, it's fine. It's your prerogative. But you're not going to get
Okay.
me to say, oh, he's you know, an absent coach that just doesn't pay attention to anything or doesn't care about the rule. I don't know what
I
happened
I
there.
never I never said any of that. I never implied any of that. What I said was that what I'm sorry, what I asked was, do you believe that he had a lack of institutional control? And whether that be Bryce, which I don't think it is, whether that be he was just letting it happen, or you turn a blind eye, because here's the truth, because here's the truth of the matter. And this
Well, it
goes for
wasn't
every
that. It wasn't that. He didn't turn a blind eye to Stallions. He said that. He said he did not know. So it wasn't turning a blind eye.
okay. So I just want to point this out real quick. I have said that Ryan Day has said things that you go, yeah, but I'm gonna do the same thing to you. Yeah, but.
Okay.
So, not, but like I said, and I'm not saying he did it, Bryce. I said it could be this and it could be that. At the end of the day, as the head coach of an institution, it falls on your head. We both know that. We both know that you are paid, like Bo said, you are paid to know these things. If you don't, that's your own fault. I must almost like this the same thing with Urban Meyer, right? With Zach Smith. Now, whether that all got handled in the court, okay? But yeah, you're paid to know that, man. You are. That's the truth of the matter. And that's why I'm not, you may think I'm coming down here on you and your program trying to create a narrative. I'm not. I'm simply going through this and I'm reading. I'm reading and I'm like, at what point? And like I said, it's not just, well, Jim Harbaugh's gone. The most he could get is probably a show cause, and that means nothing because he's never coming back to college football. Um, but then you have the institution that's going through this. And mind you, like at first I kind of felt bad for Sharon Moore because he's taking the blunt of the blame. But then when you do something as stupid as delete text messages, it looks crazy, man. Um, so I'll read this to you, and I love your response to this. The NCAA's draft said, because here's the, oh, and by the way, because I feel like a lot of people will forget this. I just want to like clear this up. It's not about stealing signs, everybody. That's not the conversation. Everyone has a signs guy. It's legal to do in the game. What's not legal to do is what Connor Stallions did. Bryce, let me see if I can find it here. It says here, I think it said on 13 different occasions or so, in over 50 plus games, he sent people or went himself. That's not legal. 7 times in 2022, he saw one specific team 7 times. Pick out who you think that is. I don't know who it is, but just
No idea.
exactly who knows? Who knows?
Could have been Northwestern.
It could have been.
Could have been.
Then right here it says then it says right here, excuse me. Jim Harbaugh failed to actively look for or evaluate red flags. What do you think about that?
I failed to say it again. Failed to look for, evaluate red flags.
He looked. Jim Harbaugh failed to actively look for or evaluate red flags.
So I don't know. That could be a ton of different things. But did you see Tom Mars, Jim Harbaugh's former lawyer, come out today
No,
and release a statement?
tell me what Jim Harbaugh's lawyer said.
So when NCAA complains about Jim not being compliant, they wanted his entire email inbox, not just emails pertaining to the situation. So yeah, Jim Harbaugh's like, no, you're not gonna have all access to my emails. So if you want to say that's a red flag or
Mm-hmm.
not being compliant, then you're right, that's not. But I get that.
Okay, so you're naming one thing. Do you think there was just? Do you think that was the only red flag Jim Harbaugh should have actively sought, well, not actively saw or ignored? Do you think that's the only red flag?
Well, that's the information that we have.
So, all right.
Is it not? Is there more? Tell me what I'm missing, Garrison.
If a heck, I'll say it again, Bryce. Because like I said, like I played college football, I know what I'm talking about when I say this. It would be a red flag for a lot of coaches if you have a low level staffer with like in the ears of your coordinators. I don't know how else to stress that to you. I really don't. This isn't like basketball where you have five coaches. That's not how it is.
With all due respect, you were a better football player than I was.
It's got nothing to do with being better
With
at football.
all due respect, you did not play this level of football. So
No, I didn't.
unless
I
you
didn't.
talk to somebody
And I
that
have, and
has
I
played,
have, and I
who'd you talk
have.
to?
I literally talked to my friend Bronson, and I asked him,
Who?
"It Bronson, is it normal?" Actually, I'll give you all the names I've talked to. I told my friend Bronson. I've talked to my boy Cam who played at Central. I've talked to I did talk to my sister because she used to be a assistant athletic director. So just in general, she understands these things. She understands these things in general.
All due
Even they
respect,
will
I love your sister,
no, it's got listen.
but
You
come
don't
on.
have to. That's fine. That's fine, Bryce. But what I'm
Okay, I'm gonna use
saying,
the same argument then because I've
what,
talked to people who have ties to programs and they said this
mm-hmm.
happens all the time. So,
What happens all the time? Be
oh,
specific.
I think communication with staffers like that all the time. I think if you get a young superstar coming up, there's probably conversations. Now, to what degree, to what level? Is it 52 text messages where that's all within a week's period? I don't know. Is it 52 text messages that's within a 6 month year period? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Neither do you. Details matter here. And I feel like
That
you guys are just so desperate.
I'm not,
Every little
dude.
thing you can get, but when you're trying to create these stories,
I'm.
the details haven't been released. So Garrison, I could be wrong.
Wait,
And if the de-
have
and
you
if
read
the
the article?
information, evidence that comes out, yeah, dude, it's all generic, general. There's no specificity with any of these accusations. You're giving unnamed coaching staff. There's no real names. There's no real details. Once we see evidence that it is clearly there, then we have to say, all right, there it is. But till
Did
then,
you read the article?
yes,
You
show
say
me
you
the
want
evidence.
you say you want specifications, you want evidence, and you say you want details.
Yes.
Details. The NCAA's draft obtained by ESPN states the investigators used ticket information, film, photographs, and interviews to determine that Stallions had impermissibly scouted at least 13 future Michigan opponents on at least 58 occasions between 2021 and 2023. He directed others to scout some opponents multiple times, including one team that they scouted 7 different times in 2022, according to the draft. Excuse me. The draft also states the NCAA gathered evidence that shows Stallions was on the sideline in Michigan State season opening. We all knew that. Like that was just come on. Everyone knew that. Also, the NCAA's draft says Stallions failed to cooperate with the investigation. The draft states that in October 2023, he removed drives from Michigan's football offices and also gave a football player a sheet containing play calling signals for a future opponent. It said that Stallions asked the player to bring the sheet to a team's intern's house until he could retrieve it later. Stallions also refused to let the school review the school. He refused to let the school review his phone, or according to the draft. Stallions has yet to public. Bryce, listen, you keep asking for details. I just listed out details to you. You asked for evidence. It says that's evidence. I'm
It's
listen,
not.
well,
There's no
Bryce,
evidence
dude, Bryce, they
tying the
just
Michigan staff to this guy. It could it be
wait,
there?
stop.
Absolutely.
Was he on the Michigan staff?
Yeah, but Garrison, there's no evidence that he would until we see the evidence, until we see these photos they're talking about, man, until you see the proof of purchase, great,
Well,
fine, I'm all
it's
in.
a draft. Okay. Wait a second.
Exactly.
Wait a second.
It's a
Wait,
draft. You
wait,
got it, everybody.
wait.
You got it.
I was literally listening to Crane and Co. earlier.
It's a
And
draft.
I listened to Crane and Co. earlier. And even they said they're tired of hearing this also. But they also did state, which I stated to you, when you read the draft of the NOA or the NOA, it shows what is probably more than likely going to be on there. It's showing, and I'm sitting here telling you, you said there's no evidence, Bryce. It's not going to come out yet because they still
No
had to
evidence
get.
for what though? Evidence for what? Go
Wait.
for it.
They
Go for
still
it. Tell me
had
what there's
wait.
evidence for.
They still had to give you guys 90 days. So no, Bryce.
Bingo.
So no, you're not going to see it right now. But
Yep.
I'm like my problem is this. I'm not giving you narratives. I'm literally going down the article to try and have a conversation with
No, you're creating speculation though off
you.
of this data. You're
Okay.
saying evidence, but
I
evidence for
I
what?
I
What do you
keep
want evidence
trying.
for?
Well, I
You
keep
want
trying.
evidence that no, Garrison,
Okay.
listen. Do you want
Well,
evidence that Stallion was instructed by the staff? Okay.
I
Fair
that's not my
question.
point. That's not even. See, here's my thing. You're trying to paint me as some Buckeye fan that's trying to target you
I'm
and
not.
paint
I'm
it.
just talking to anybody.
You're talking to me, and you're acting as if I'm trying to create a narrative. I am simply going down this list or down this article, and I'm trying to ask you about your thoughts on this, and you're giving me bland, blanket answers that are not really answering it. You asked for you said, Garrison, show me the evidence, show me the details in this article. And I'm reading to you that they have obtained the evidence that shows that. You asked for details. I gave you the details of how
Okay,
many
so this
games
goes
there's.
all back to the original thing that we talked about. This goes back to the conversations we had when this whole thing came out. This is the legal gray area of was Stallions instructed by staff to do this? We don't know that. You can make assumptions and we can take the information that you have in front of you and say that, yes, he was instructed by the staff to
Mm-hmm.
do that. The other question is, did Stallions do this on his own? Did Stallions go to the games? Who did he send? Okay, if he did send people, which it sounds like he did, right? Because he bought these tickets that you said, he bought these
Okay.
flights, bought these. Is him sending people to scout the game against the rules?
Yes, it is.
Because he is not, no, he's not an active coach, right?
Oh no
He's
no.
on staff, but he's not a coach. So is that, but you can roll your eyes all you want, but that's legal gray area. Now, could the NCAA rule that as a rule violation? Absolutely, sure. But also, they might not. We don't know that. And that's like this, there's this legal gray area that I'm going to sit here, I'm going to say, okay, could this be really, really bad? Absolutely. I'll admit that. And I've said that all along. When the evidence clearly points out to these rules being broken in this way, that the NCAA is going to rule it on, then that's it. I'm done. I have to admit it. Hands up. But till then, yeah, no, I'm not going to say anything. You're not going to get me to sit here and say, oh, we should do this, and that, or this, someone did this, and that wrong. No,
No, I'm trying to have a well. There's my well, two things.
we
If
can have
this
a
was
conversation.
if
That's
two
fine.
things, no, I'm trying to have a candid conversation, and because I believe if this were me, if this was flipped, you would be. I'm not even being mean. I'm just reading an article because like I said, my biggest thing is how the institution. Jim Harbaugh is gone, so honestly, I can care less about him right now. It's about how just the same way with your basketball team with Juwan Howard. It's about how your institution and your department is handling these situations. When you sit here and read, I'm sorry, where is this about Chris Partridge telling players or telling a player not to do something to protect to protect the institution and the coaching staff. I, that is my problem with how you're taking what I'm saying. I'm not being facetious. I'm not. The worst thing I
Could,
might have
could,
done was like the worst thing I might have done this whole conversation is maybe talk too much in the beginning, and like, but regardless of that, I'm sitting
well,
here
that's always
reading.
good.
I'm sitting here reading this, and I don't understand why you just can't have a candid conversation about what
Okay, let
is
me give you
in
this.
here.
could Chris Partridge, is there a possibility, and could be a potentially good possibility, that Chris Partridge instructed Connor Stallions to do these things?
That's not even what I'm. See. Oh, see, I feel
Oh
like
my
that's
gosh,
going.
then I don't know what else to tell
Wait,
you. I'm
what?
creating a scenario that actually goes with what you're saying, that
I don't know.
that
I
Connor
don't think.
Stallions was instructed by a coach.
I never said he was instructed by a coach. Oh, wait.
Well, then
Everyone,
what's
wait,
going
wait, wait,
on?
wait.
What?
Everyone replay this and notice that at no point have I said or even implied a coach told Connor Stallions to do this. I have simply said that first off, Connor Stallions wasn't the only one on the staff to know about this because it says that interns, sure.
Chris
But he said that,
Partridge
but yeah,
could.
Chris Partridge, well, that's a maybe. But he said
That's
there
what
was, but
that's
he's,
what I'm
but,
saying.
but in the article, they said there was another coach on the team who maybe it was Partridge that they're talking about. They said there was another coach on the staff or on the team that knew about this, including interns who he was sending out. I keep pointing that I keep trying to say this to you. It's not so. Now I was talking to my friend Thomas about this. I say it's not so much about people telling who or who told someone else to do what because there's too many. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of moving parts. We are talking about north of almost 10 violations right now. The only thing I'm saying is that your institution and your athletic department, I mean, like I said, Jim Harbaugh is gone, so I don't care to talk about him right now. But that shows that either it was overlooked or you just didn't know, and you are not paid to just not know. And
Yeah,
that goes
and I
for
tell you,
any coach
man,
in America.
Jim Harbaugh might not have known, and that's a bad look. I've said that all along. If he's gonna sit here and say I didn't know, sorry, pal, that doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
So that's the reality. But no, I think to the point I was making before,
Mm-hmm.
if there could be a reality where Chris Partridge knew, that's why he got canned. That's why he, deleted things. I'm not saying he did, but if that's a narrative you want to go with, I buy that. I can buy that much more than a lot of this other nonsense that's being spewed. But I'm not going to buy that until we see the evidence.
I don't think I spilled one narrative. Like I
Not
said,
you,
okay,
General
okay.
Buckeyes.
Like I said, this is my thing. I don't see how you can read through this article and just go and not it's not even that the sky is falling, but not act like you feel the pressure. Like I just don't understand that. This is too like, again at this point, and it's not even at this point because like I said, I've been on this. Your institution has not handled it very well. They have not. Everyone says, "Oh, if they try and do this thing, Michigan's gonna fight it." No, well, you guys said that last time you bent the knee.
All right, now you're just pulling tweets. If
Wait,
you want to say
what
Michigan
tweet?
didn't comply, then I told you what Jim Harbaugh did, and
I didn't
yeah,
say that.
sure,
Wait. I didn't say Michigan didn't comply. I just said
you
verbatim.
did.
Wait,
Yes, you did.
verbatim. I said if you want to talk to me about whether uh geez, that's very what I was talking about. I know I didn't say what you just said. I know for a fact I didn't say that. On like I said, my biggest point is this. When you look at everything that's said on this and you keep saying you want evidence and details when clearly it says in here you want there's evidence and details. And I think it's mildly disingenuous to say, "Oh, I'm just gonna wait till the final comes out." Dude, like we see what we see here. Let's talk about it, and that's all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, but you
And when
still haven't answered the one thing of the details and
go
evidence
ahead.
for what? What does the detailed evidence tell you? That there's institutional lack of institutional control?
Um.
Fine,
So
you can say
no,
that.
or is that a question or a rhetorical question?
That'd be a question.
Okay. So yes, I believe it's lack of institutional control. Um. I don't know how Ward man. I try to give that guy some bail. Through all the athletic departments, I mean, through all the athletics in your department, I don't know how he's kept his job this long because he is. We're talking scandals, rule breaking, and now this. Um, so that's another thing for me. that whole lone wolf thing, that is proven to be wrong, and it's in here. And again,
Not necessarily.
it just said that he was sitting Michigan football interns, and another coach knew about
Yeah,
it.
but Garrison, the lone wolf theory means that he was doing it without the knowledge of any of the greater coaching staff above him. That's the theory. And there's no evidence right now that said he was instructed by the coaches to do that. That's what it is. Now, is it out there? Could be, maybe. But if it's not, then there you go.
Lone wolf, noun, a person who prefers to act, live, or work alone. He didn't work alone. So,
That's not what it means in this
I
situation.
no,
It
no, but
means he
we're
did it
no.
without the knowledge of his bosses.
That's not lone wolf does not mean that by any means. That
All
okay.
right.
Words
Leave it to
have
the chat. You guys can tell me what that
that.
means.
That's like I said. I don't like. Do you believe you guys have lack of institutional control? Yes or no?
If I see the evidence for it, yeah.
I don't.
I feel bad. I know you guys need this win. It's been a brutal Garrison. We're like
this isn't a win for me.
26 days away from the season. You guys can start your championship run. Just wait. You guys just
This doesn't affect
I
me.
hope for the best for y'all.
This
It was
doesn't
a big
affect
day for
me.
you yesterday, and
This
now the
doesn't affect
market's
me.
collapsed.
This doesn't affect me. This isn't a
A
win.
little bit.
This isn't a win or loss for me. Clearly, you were more emotional about this than I was. I'm simply
I don't think I
saying,
was. I just don't
oh,
like being
you were.
interrupted. That's
Oh,
all. Oh, I
well,
was? Okay.
I was trying to give some details. You interrupted me. So like I said,
Oh.
I just don't think. Like I said, I tried to have a kind of candid conversation about this,
Yeah, no, you can
and
say that, Garrison. You
and
can
I
say that,
well, see
but
you see, I came. I'm trying to finish,
you can
and
say you want to have a
I
candid
want to go
conversation.
paragraph by paragraph, and the way you start this
Yeah,
conversation.
no, you're being dishonest. You can say you want to have a candid conversation, but then when I pull up things and you're like, it's
What did
fine.
you
Like
pull
this is the
up?
way it
What did
is.
you
It's
pull up? What
like
did you pull? Wait, what did you pull up? Tell me what you pulled up.
no, when I try to bring up things, you don't. It's like going down to the deep south and saying go vote for Hillary. Like Ohio State fans aren't going to accept this. Michigan fans aren't going to accept this until everything comes out.
Mm-hmm.
We're here. We're where we are
Mm-hmm.
today.
Wait,
That's the way
hold.
it is. And guess what,
No.
Garrison?
Yep. Go ahead.
JD Pickell,
Yeah, I love
Paul
JD.
Feinbaum,
Mm-hmm.
Pete Thamel,
Mm-hmm.
pick national media, man.
Pete Dam, all he said was that he doesn't believe a bowl ban or vacant is going to happen. That's all he said. Same thing
Right,
I've said. Same thing
right.
I've said.
So it's the level. Yeah, it's the level that this is at is now what people want it to be at. Did Michigan break the rules? Feels like they did. Feels like they did. But till we see it, and then we'll have to see it. But man, you're like your lone wolf thing. I just don't think you understand that properly. What that means.
All right.
But
Wait, all right. Well, then, Bryce, how many definitions do you want to go through? Lone wolves are known for their determination and self motivation. Us go through another
Connor,
one. Same thing. A person prefers to live, act, or work alone.
Connor.
Let's see.
Yeah, dude, listen.
It has not.
He
Wait,
didn't get instructed to do it. He went on his own. I don't. How else do you explain that?
wait. I believe it was his idea. But when you say someone is a lone wolf, that means they break away from the pack and they work alone.
Bingo.
He did not, there's no way that he could have gone to 58 games